We're over here in North Fort Myers starting a cleanup landscape renovation job. As we take a look at the property here and pan across it, you can see the guys are starting to get to work. Let's take a closer look and see what we got going. Up toward the front we have some topiary eugenia, some royal palms that we can see here that are pretty self-shedding, with arboricola in the back, some pygmy date palms, and as we go aloft we see some Indian hawthorn as ground cover with some split leaf philodendron on the corner. The queen palms are going to need to be trimmed back a bit, cleaned up, so we have fronds right around the 180 degree range. As we take a walk into the pool area, we can see that we have some pygmy date palms on the left hand side, areca palms in the middle behind the fountain, and some more pygmy date palms on the right hand side, with a nice little bridge coming up right across this pool. And this is going to be one of the focal points in the design. You can see the ferns kind of low lying over here that we're going to thin out, and this path right now, which really isn't too much of a path, but by the time we're done it will be. As we look on the far side of the property, we can see a little strip of landscape bed with some hibiscus that need to be pruned back and some weeding. On the back side we're going to shape out these bushes. We have a Brazilian pepper in there that's going to need to be removed. That's considered an exotic invasive. And some ferns again over here that we'd like to thin out, but still block out the pool equipment. Over toward the back of the property we've got 4 silver buttonwoods, great species native to this area, cold tolerant, and these are going to be shaped up. Here we are on the side of the property. We see some overgrowth where we're going to have to separate some of these 2 plants with the hibiscus and jasmine up in the back over here, and we have another Brazilian pepper that we can see growing up high that's going to have to be extracted. You can see hibiscus up in here with another Brazilian pepper coming up, so we're going to have to take that on. And here along the front we have a pygmy date palm and a variegated arboricola schefflera that we're going to take up, show some stalk, and really make it look good. On this side we have our pygmy date palm that we're going to take up through the stalks with some Indian hawthorn on the bottom. The Indian hawthorn is going to flower white and look absolutely amazing once the pygmy date palm is trimmed up. And here we have it. You can see starting from the garage, kind of scrolling back, we get a good view of the property going side to side. Beautiful house, and we're going to take you step by step through the process and show you what we're going to do. Show you the way that we do our cleanup and renovation. We're back here on day 2. As you can see, a bunch of trimming has been done, and we're just now putting in some of the edging here in the grass, and I want to show you how it's going to look beforehand. This is before we did any mulch, and obviously we're going to go ahead and blow off the hard surfaces here before installing any red mulch, but you can see a nice little perimeter set around the grass that's going to be perfect for the transition area from the grass into the bed. As we look at a far view from the house, you can see a bunch of trimming in the front has commenced. The arboricola is trimmed up nice and rounded. We have a nice stalk and the pygmy date palms, and just going ahead and constructing those landscape beds right now to retain some mulch. Over here we can see the queen palms shaped up nice. All the debris on the ground that's going to have to be loaded in the truck. Come to the side of the property, we could see the split leaf philodendron shaped up from the bottom. We still do have some dead queen palm fronds over here. We scroll over and see that the hibiscus are nicely shaped and cut around, and we still do have some flowers, and we're looking forward to some more bloom. And now we are in that back area, which looked like quite a jungle earlier, and as you can see, the pygmy date palms are shaped up. The Boston ferns down low have been thinned out a great deal. The areca palms in the back are looking awesome. A lot of the dead debris was removed inside, and as we go into the far end and we look over here, pretty consistent going straight across, and it's looking a lot cleaner here to get this fountain working and have this a real focal point of the property. Coming now off the top deck, we can see the date palm shaped with the ferns below as we get a little bit of a different angle over here. As we remembered earlier, we saw this path moving on up, which was no way possible to get through. We can see it shaped up and looking a lot better, and I'll tell you what, a little bit of mulch down in here is going to make a huge difference. We have this side bed trimmed up, shaped. Gonna probably rip out that one tree there. It's looking like it's seen its better days, but take a little bit of this debris out of the bed and go ahead and lay down a nice layer. Going along the back side, we actually created this bed. This bed was not here before with the silver buttonwoods, and shaped them around these tall cabbage palms. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a deeper edge and put some mulch in here, and I think it's going to really look good. Here we are, and back by the pool equipment, we can see some Boston ferns there and some shading of the pool equipment. Didn't want to cut these down too low, but definitely looks like a huge difference. A little leggy right now, but it's important to get it cut back in this time of year, being May and summer right around the corner with the rainy season. Everything's going to grow back fairly quick, and it's going to grow back with excellent foliage. As we continue on the side of the property, we can see some white flowers going to be coming out over here. We can see the pods kind of coming and taking place, and shaped up over here as well. Looking really awesome. Again, we're going to take these beds down here and create a little bit of a lip to retain some mulch and rock and roll from there. And here we are, we have the finished product of the house. Beds made, mulch in place, queen palms trimmed up, and it's looking pretty awesome. Let's take a closer look. Here we are right here in the front. We can see the pygmy date palm trimmed up with nice red mulch in here, and plants cut back really nice. Huge difference. Here we are up and through the front of the property. We can see all the beds with some nice mulch in it. Looking really clean. Nice little transition area as we go up into our side view. See the mulch along the house. Just going to act as a natural barrier or insecticide, so to say. And here is where I'd say is the most dramatic change. You can see everything trimmed up with the mulch in place on the palm trees, and what a huge difference it is. The pygmy date palms and the ferns are cut down a good deal, and the red mulch covering all of the big areas. And in the Boston ferns, we like to sprinkle the mulch in there to allow the ferns to grow back and be thick and full. They have not been trimmed for a while, probably about over a year before this particular time. But we want those to grow back and really be bushed out under these palm trees. And here's the bed right up next to the house. You can see we restaked the hibiscus a bit, and it looks like it'll be all right. And here's the finished look of that path going in there. That was such a jungle in the beginning, and now it's just really colorful, and the palm trees look great, well manicured, and turning back into this fantastic focal point that it is. Here we are in the back with that little bed we created with the silver buttonwoods. These were the native plants that we spoke about earlier, cold tolerant and excellent in this area for birds. You can see the bed that we made is nice and deep and filled up with mulch. Here's another area that's a huge difference over here by this pool, and we went ahead and just mulched it around and cleaned it up really good, and it is absolutely night and day. And now we're coming up on the side of the property. We could see the well over here with the spigot and everything mulched up against the house. Seeing how this nice little transition area from the grass into the planting bed looks and comes together. What a huge difference. Again, our final product here at the house with everything from the renovation in place, and it really does look spectacular. And this is Landscape Connection signing off here.